Yo, what is cracking, my people? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to yet another episode of ADQ's Winning Times. On your host with the most, keeping it 100 from coast to coast through God, our boss, ADQ. Show me love. You gotta be a little faster than that. You gotta be way faster than that. There you go. There you go. It is. Yeah, I know. 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 I'm great. I'm great. I know. Yo, it is Monday morning once again. Rise and shine, and let's get at it, man. Like Chris Cuomo says, let's get after it. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you had bad dreams, if you had bad thoughts, well, first of all, it says in the Bible, do not let the sun set on your anger. Do not let the sun set on your anger. Don't do that. If you had bad dreams, if you had bad thoughts, all of that, yo, just throw it in the trash, burn it. It's a brand new day. All right. I'm ADQ. This is my shirt from Susical. Guess what? It don't fit. It doesn't fit at all. Like if you saw me, like if I stood up, which I'm sitting down right now, but if I stood up, I would look like Lil Wayne right now. So, which that is a good thing. Why am I wearing my Susical shirt? Because today I'm going to talk about theater, the theater. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I am very much ingratiated in the theater. I love the theater. It is my calling. You know, it says so in Proverbs, he will, dang, what does it say in Proverbs? I think it's Proverbs 16:18. Well, shoot, here's my Bible right here. Why not look it up? Shoot. And by the way, not a prop. I actually read this. And I'm not going to be selling none. No, I'm planning to sell anytime soon. Well, never. I'm never going to sell any Bibles. Proverbs 18:16. Yes. Okay, Proverbs 18:16. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great. But also, let's go to verse 2, because this is going to be very, very important for this episode. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. So I always try to understand. I will express my opinion, but if you got something that make combat my opinion, and and prove me to be a little bit wrong, bring it on. I'm learning. I'm growing. So before I start talking about theater myself, and really dive into what we talking about, let's talk about people locally who are doing theater. Dudley High School. My friends over at Smith are gonna hate this, but shout out to the James Benson Dudley High School Panthers. They are putting up their production of The Wiz. The Wiz, man, ease on down the road home. You know what I'm saying? Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Richard Pryor in the movie together. Songs written by Luther Vandross. You know what I'm saying? What more can you want? Nipsey Russell's in it. You know, Nipsey Russell. So, The Wiz. Dudley High School Theater over at 1200 Lincoln Street here in Greensboro. The show will be going up April 25th, 7 o'clock, April 26th, 7 o'clock, April 27th, 12 p.m. 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Alright? Pull up, support the kids, okay? Support the kids. Another one will be over at Weaver Academy. They'll be doing Something Rotten. Something Rotten will be April 11th through the 13th, which they've already gotten started, and then 18th through 20th. So you can still check it out. I hope you check it out. If you haven't checked it out, then you missed it. So shout out to all the kids over at Weaver Academy, and you can get there, and if you go support, it's over at 300 South Spring Street here in Greensboro. 300 South Spring Street here in Greensboro. Also, I got sister Princess Howell Johnson, who has put her entire soul into the hair journey. She put her entire soul into the hair journey. It is Black Ballet, directed by Morgan Flowerchild Jones. Sound familiar? It should, because she was one of my most favorite episodes of ADQ's Renaissance. So I got my ticket, and I'm gonna pull up my ticket. It's the Royal Expressions Contemporary Hair Journey. It'll be on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024, 7 p.m. over at the UNCG Auditorium, 408 Tate Street, Greensboro. Yo, come watch it. Come watch it. Come watch the debut of it before it goes international. And it will go international. You know what I'm saying? So look out for it. The hair journey. All right? All right? Now, start theater, shall we? Yeah, that's what I want to do in this particular episode. I want to talk about the theater. We're calling this episode House Rules because there are some rules in theater that I think that we all have negated. And this is for those of y'all who are new to the game, or those of y'all who may have been out of the game for a while and just now getting back in. First thing first. Listen. Okay? Now, I am not a theater aficionado by no stretch of the imagination. I'm still I'm a participant and I'm a student, right? First thing first. Get that light on me because I shine. You know what I'm saying? First thing first. Actors don't direct other actors unless you are an actor that has been hired to direct. Or unless you are an actor who is directing and acting, which is a tough task in itself. I know, I've done it. But actors do not direct other actors. Broadway professionals, equity card holders, professors, all that will tell you that. And I have seen that so many times, and it freaking irritates me whenever an actor tries to direct me. I want to tell them to STFU, but I'm not a confrontational person at all. I'm not. I'm an easygoing, even keel, chill person who just wants to, sit and vibe and enjoy all the blessings that God has given me. But there are people who think that they know everything, who will try and direct you. If they are a director, yes, it is their job to do that. But if they're an actor, you are well within your means, you are well within your rights to tell them to STFU. You know what I'm saying? Also, now I'm coming out of the ADQ bag. If you're gonna be late for rehearsal, tell somebody, okay? Tell somebody. When you're late for rehearsal, that kind of throws the entire process off, especially if you're called to be. Yeah, I was on my phone. Sorry, I'm a millennial. But if you're late for rehearsal, your lateness kind of throws everything off. You know what I'm saying? It could. So make sure to tell someone if you can within an hour or two not to be late for rehearsal. Third thing. Now, I follow this only out of respect for my fellow artists. But when you're in the theater, don't say Macbeth. I'm going to take a sip of water on that as you think about that. Just think about that? Cool. Don't say Macbeth. Why? Because it's this crazy superstition that a lot of theater people have had for years and years and years. Apparently people have died, yada yada. Just don't do it, man. things will work out a lot. Things will work out for you a lot better if you just don't do it. If it's people's superstition, then just respect it. Okay. Um. Also, never double book yourself. Yeah. Never double book yourself. I once saw someone double book themselves for a key rehearsal day. Never double book yourself, especially during Tech Week. Do not double book yourself during Tech Week. Tech Week, your body, your soul, all of that belongs to the theater. Okay? If you agree to act in this particular production, they will hand you a conflict calendar prior to um first rehearsal. You are to mark the dates that you can and cannot make it. And if you cannot make certain dates for whatever reason, you make sure to tell the director and the stage manager. Which brings you to this rule. Everything goes to the stage manager. And if you are an incompetent person, don't volunteer to be a stage manager. I've dealt with some really incompetent stage managers in my day who made me want to pull out those 4 letters yet again or just give them a good back slap. If you are an incompetent person, something deep down inside of you is going to tell you, "Hey, you're stupid. You're kind of slow." And then that's you. Do not sign up to be a stage manager. Nobody works harder than the stage manager. The stage manager is the liaison between the actor and the director. You know what I'm saying? The stage manager is the runner of the show once the director has directed the show and then bows out. It's all on the stage manager. Alright? Another thing. Listen. In community theater, there's no pay. You will not get paid. You'll gain experience. Oh, let's talk about community. Let's talk about community theater. There's no pay, but you will gain beautiful friendships. You'll gain lots of experience, and you just may taste that dream that you have dreamt of being an actor. You know what I'm saying? But you will not get worldwide acclaim from community theater. But you will get great, beautiful times out of community theater. I would say that community theater is one level beneath collegiate theater because you also don't get paid for collegiate theater. But in collegiate theater, they handle collegiate theater just like professional theater. With community theater, depending on the theater in question, um, a lot of them operate like professional theaters. You just don't get paid. Which I think that depending on the house, I think they need to rewire that. I think they need to rewire that and make it so something can be paid to the actors. Something. I don't know what, but something. If you're a director, listen. I took a directing class over at Guilford College when I was a student at Guilford College. And if you're the director, yes, all things go through you. All things go through you. You make the final decision. That's what you've been hired to do, right? But guess what? Your poop does stink, okay? Please do not throw your head up your behind to know just how much your poop does stink. It does, trust me. I didn't like sniff around for your poop. I just know that it does stink, okay? Please don't be rude to your actors. We're all artists. We're all sensitive about our stuff. It's not it's not a dictatorial thing. It's a collaboration. Any theatrical scholar will tell you that. It's collaboration between the director and the actors to tell a story. Which brings me to this. You're not pretending, okay? You're not pretending. You're telling a story. It's just a character who is a very real person in your imagination. I know I'm starting to sound a little schizophrenic with this one, but it's a character who is utilizing your anatomy to tell a story. You gotta look at it like that. Don't look at it as pretending. If you look at it as pretending, you're not gonna take it serious. Me personally, I take every single second that I say every single solitary second that I spend on that stage very serious. So I would highly recommend treating it as that. When you're on that stage, like when I go on that stage, I try my best to shed as much Adrian as possible and fully commit to the character. In this book, Stanislavski System by Sonia Moore, this great theatrical scholar, director, writer, Konstantin Stanislavski. I was introduced to him when I went to Foresight Tech. My professor, Marshall Bobanek, introduced me to him. Yeah, that's another reason why I get very annoyed when actors try to direct me. I know you look at me, you see this short little guy from Shelby, and don't think there ain't no zippity doo dah about acting. Trust me, I know a lot. I know a lot. I studied this. I performed this for my entire adult life. You know what I'm saying? Like there are things that I have forgotten more than a lot of y'all who think you could direct people. I have forgotten more than you know. Let's see. So listen to this. Is in page 8. Theater experts throughout the world agree that it is the actors capable of discovering the inner life of the man they portray. Actors capable of building the life of a human spirit, as Stanislavski called it. Don't think of it as this Adrian talk. Don't think of it as you are memorizing lines and just saying them. No, you are giving life to a whole being. Again, this character who lives in this story has chosen your anatomy to live through for the duration of the play. But let's continue. As Stanislavski called it, who will lead the theater to progress. Not through specially built stages and auditoriums, not even through directors' inventions, but through actors capable of creating ever new human beings with their own unique inner worlds will theater advance. You're not memorizing lines and pretending. You're telling a story. You are giving life to a character. Facing again and again a new personality, participating in all that happens around it presents inexhaustible possibilities for an actor. Artists of colors, sounds, chisels, and words choose their art in order to communicate through their works with other people, wrote Stanislavski. Therefore, the goal of art is spiritual communication with people. It's spiritual, man. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. I mean, yeah, one man shows exist. I wrote a one man show, but theater is how I'm able to be an educator, how I'm able to be a podcaster, how I've been able to build and cultivate friendships with people who, if it wasn't for theater, I probably would never come across paths with them. Because a lot of them I come from completely different worlds from me. The most important thing is to build the life of the human spirit, Stanislavski said, and he developed a technique with the help of which actors can build the soul of a role and incarnate the inner world of a person created on stage. Stanislavski's teachings are not the result of personal guesswork. They form a science based on human functioning according to the laws of nature. There's that beautiful, wonderful laws of nature, right? These laws are obligatory for all people. The title that Stanislavski gave to this system, the elementary grammar of dramatic art, emphasized the universality of the laws for any actor building any character in any play. Well, our right does not refer to one epoch in his people, but to the organic nature of artists of all nationalities and all epochs. He said, the system therefore cannot be called a Russian phenomenon and does not have to be adapted to American actors or to actors of any nationality. Through the system, actors learn natural laws and how to use them consciously in recreating human behavior on stage. So you're recreating human behavior on stage. All right? You go on stage and you leave as little of you backstage, off stage, as possible. Now that could lead to method acting, which I highly recommend method acting. Now, if you were to say not drop character until you've done a DVD commentary, good luck with that. But if you want to be called like Dave Chappelle said recently on one of his specials, how Jim Carrey wanted to be called Andy during his filming of Man on the Moon, so that he could fully, accurately and successfully portray Andy Kaufman. Right? There are actors who do that. Like I don't know if anybody other than Daniel Day-Lewis will go to the extremes of which the Kirk Lazarus character, which was portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. I don't know if there's any actors who go to that extreme. You know what I'm saying? Wearing blackface and talking like a stereotypical black dude the entire movie. I don't know if there's any actors who do that, but if they do, you know. And just a side note, I like Tropic Thunder. I think Robert Downey Jr. did a brilliant job. Other black conscious minds or Pan Africanists will probably think that that was offensive and whatnot. And I totally get how it can be offensive, but as an artist, you cannot doubt that it was a great performance, man. It was a great performance. Because when you listen to Robert Downey Jr., if you watch all the Iron Man movies, Robert Downey Jr. is as white gets. So he was fully committed to the role of Kirk Lazarus, being a dude. He was literally a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. I respect acting like that. And that's another thing about acting. You're not acting. You're reacting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out into a circle and saying, hey, man, hey, I am going out here to get a drink of water. That's irritating. You have completely encompassed the character of which that you are portraying, and you are reacting to whatever circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like on stage, I'm not trying to be Adrian reacting to a certain situation. I'm trying to be that character. But what in Adrian's artistic mind has gone into the formulation of that character? You know what I'm saying? If it's an original character. What in Adrian's mind has went into the formulation of that character to say that I want a drink of water that way? There's so many ways I can say I want a drink of water. Like, I want a drink of water. 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 So, there's that. Also, please bear in mind, your film muscle and your theater muscle are two completely different muscles. I've learned this the hard way. Let me take another sip of water, and I want you to think about that. Your film muscle and your theatrical muscle are two completely different muscles. Um, your film muscle, you know, less is more. You are talking like this. This is you. But your theatrical muscle, while you do not have to go extreme, you do have to articulate and over enunciate every single word so that grandma in the back with the hearing aid can hear you. That's what you should do. You cannot take how you would act in theater, how you would act in film into theater, and you cannot take how you would act in theater into film. You have to develop two completely different acting muscles, right? And in theater and in film, less is more. Less is more. Um, what else? What else? What else? Please do as little acting as possible. Um, if you watch Birdman or the if you watch the movie Birdman or the unexpected virtue of ignorance, Michael Keaton's character is very annoyed with the original character with one actor that was in his play that is within the film. And causes the light to fall down on him so he won't be in the play because that actor was overacting, was like doing too much. Please, just get to know your character well enough to know what's too much, what's acting and what's reacting, what's performing and what's telling the story. We're all performing, but are we telling the story? You know what I'm saying? Man, people have told me recently that I've gotten so much better, and I've gotten. I don't know. Maybe it's because of all this that I've learned. Maybe it's because of all of the years that I put into it. Maybe because I'm getting older and I'm just getting more laid back. I don't know. Do not battle with the director. Okay, if the director tells you to do something, you know what I'm saying. When you sign up to do a show, you have committed yourself to listening and doing whatever the director says do. Now, the director tells you to strip butt naked. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure to voice at the beginning that you're uncomfortable with it. If the director tells you to kiss someone, hey, you need to voice that you're uncomfortable with it, okay? Don't bring your problems from the outside world into this hollow space that is the theater. Don't nobody listen. You may make friends in a play, and they'll care about you. But you leave your problems at the door, in the car, however you get there. Do not bring your problems into the theater, into rehearsal. All right? Because that can completely compromise your artistic or your character development. Okay, I'm sorry. If you have problems, totally handle them. If you have to take the day off from rehearsal, do that. Make sure to tell the director ahead of time. But don't bring them into the theater. They do not belong there, okay? Because your character doesn't have those problems. That's how completely tapped in, dialed in you have to be with your character. What else? There's no such thing as small roles, only small people. Even if you are part of the ensemble, you are contributing something to the role, to the theater. I've had to learn this. Check me out. Check me out. So in recent years, I've been like, wondering how many lines am I going to say? How big is the role? It doesn't matter. If I'm in the show, I'm in the show. When I was in As You Like It over at the School of the Arts, I'm so proud that I did that. All I said was, He's far too young, and sung alone. And I was part of the ensemble, right? I went from a monologue in the play that I did before that, Figures in Blue, and being Gabe in Fences, a dream role, to doing that. Did I take that as kind of like a demotion? No, because I was in a musical version of As You Like It at the School of the Arts. Are you freaking kidding me? When I was Mother Ginger, I was Mother Ginger. Yeah, this happened. I ain't say nothing. I stood there and prayed to God that I wouldn't fall off the stilts that hurt like a mother. When I was in Charlie and Chocolate Factory over at the school over at UNCG, I didn't. I said I probably had 2 lines, but best believe I got the audience's attention when I fell off the bed. Now I wasn't thinking, hey, add your part to that play. I was thinking, how can Adrian add a little bit more? Thankfully, my director Todd Siff, who is a genius, was down with it. But bear in mind, if you are part of that production, if you are adding in any way, shape, or form to telling that story, give yourself a round of applause, okay? Don't think of the size of the role. Don't even think about the size of the lines that you're saying. Shakespearean actors have to memorize pages and pages and pages of monologues. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. It's about, are you contributing to the story? And what level and to what level are your capabilities of contributing? Don't think of it as small roles, okay? Get out of that mindset. I remember my acting teacher, an acting teacher of mine, once told me that she was in a play. She did not say nothing, but you better believe that she got the attention of the audience. So the audience can either listen to you talk or watch your performance chime in with this particular story. Boom. And I would say also have fun. It's called play. Have fun. Have fun. So much fun. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't have done it as long as I have. It's so much fun. Have fun with it. Ingratiate yourself into the culture. I have. So let's see. So now we are going to try and transition. Where's that transition sound? Did this work? Let's see. Boom, there it is. I've been reading this book called The Mathematics of the Mind by the brother Nuri Muhammad. And it takes me monitoring my mind to get to where I have been able to get a level that I've been able to get, in terms of my skills, in terms of theater, because of what I feed my mind, right? And on page 15, it says what we feed the mind. It says, this is written by Brother Nuri Muhammad. The mathematics of the mind means that whatever we feed the mind the most is what wins. If a thought becomes a word and a word becomes an action, actions become habits. Habits make character. Character makes future. Then we have to be consciously downloading information that creates peace and harmony. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. That's from Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Our minds are made up of the deposits that we put in. These type of thoughts are called iconic thoughts. Falsehood, lies, unjust, impure, hateful, gossip, and slander of all toxic thoughts. I talked about gossip in the last episode. We gotta get away from that, and you definitely need to get away from that in the theater. There's no room for outside gossip or slander in the theater. We're all artists on equal levels, building each other up. That's what we all are. These words, let's see. That which is tonic heals, and that which is toxic kills. In chapters to come, we will go deeper into these two types of thoughts and foods, tonic and toxic. The words, actions, habits, and character that will come from thinking these type of tonic thoughts will allow our hands to absolutely sit us in heaven at once, and the toxic thoughts will set us in hell just as fast. Special note: when these destructive, spirit-killing, toxic thoughts begin to show up in our mind, we have the authority over our mind to tell our mind, "Go give me a better thought." In 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, we read to bring every thought captive into Christ. This means we have the authority, ability, and the assignment to arrest every thought and compare it to the mind of God. If it matches, keep it. If it does not match the mind of God, kill it. This is a practical application process, letting this mind be in you, the same that was in Christ Jesus, and being not conformed to the way of this world, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind, leaning on thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledging him. And as stated in the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 138, we take Allah's color, and who is better than Allah at coloring, and we are his worshippers. When you break down the etymological root of color, it is different than the word color. Color means the spiritual and mental perception, not physical colors. This regiment of mental martial arts will grant us a black belt in mind control. Ooh, praise God for that wisdom, my brother Nuri Muhammad. So I would just like to tell you all, those of y'all who are listening, if you're new in the theater, please apply those things, because, you know, I've only acted in 54 plays, majored in theater at Guilford College and UNCG, and of course I say, excuse me, um, I got skin in the game, man. I got skin in the game. I've also written, produced, and directed and acted in a play, Time. Put up 2 readings during COVID. I did, but pray, all praise be unto God for all that I've been able to do, because this is why I push kids who are interested in theater to go into theater. I fell in love with theater when I was 8 years old, but I was too shy to do anything about it. I did not like talking in front of people. I did not like none of that. But I saw the performance aspect of the theater, and I knew that I wanted to dive in head first, body full. And now, I was just grateful to have been able to participate. How many years later, So I'm gonna wrap it up here. ADQ's Renaissance. Also, I toured the theater scene in Winston-Salem. I toured the theater scene here in Greensboro. I'm trying to go nationwide with it. Jump in the car and do so. And yeah, I'm a 38-year-old man who has never owned a car and cannot drive. So if you would like to help me get there, please hit up GoFundMe.com. GoFundMe. The fundraiser is called Help ADQ Drive. Right now, we are at $708 of a $2,000 goal. So if you would like to help your brother out, I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Any amount helps. Prayer will also be appreciated as well. So, yeah, help your brother out. All right. I'm ADQ. This has been ADQ's Renaissance, episode 160, House Rules. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.